by becoming rich.
Take all your money, buy Bitcoin.
I say when we sell.
Wake up every morning and say GM.
GM. Thursday, not Thursday. Let's try that again. Friday, 4th of October, GM. Today is daily levels. And let's look at BTC. As it's had this slowing down of downside momentum going into 60. So down into the 60k area. Tried to break it on 1, 2, really 3, 4 occasions. Has not been able to. So as mentioned last night, that this probably leads to it squeezing a little bit higher. Up till we take out some levels that we haven't touched yet. If the supply at this area on the retest was not enough to make us break 60k, then either we need to go up until there's enough of a build-up of longs, which could come before that, and we could flush down, or test an area above that will give enough fills for the market to attempt to go lower. Overall, I think that we are putting in a support area here for BTC that will probably see us close to the lows for October. If you zoom back out at the start of the month, I mentioned this, what you want to see. October, start with the down wick. There's the down wick. Ideally, it doesn't go much lower, right? You've got the highest monthly close from 2020. What was it? Must not have been on that one, but you've seen it from the monthly preview video. We are right at that level of the highest monthly close from 2021. That's a level to flip. It would also be the 50 and the 100-day EMAs. So a few important levels around there. And on lower time frame, I think BTC is likely to do either that I mentioned, or something like this where it chops around and then we go from there. I still don't have any reason to believe that this is going to be anything other than a higher low. And like I mentioned yesterday, both on the altcoin request stream and on the, I think it was on the daily lesson as well, this is the time to look for opportunity. I'm fairly confident in this. I mean, I'm very confident in this because everything is setting up well, and then we got an event that makes people question it. I mean, you can't ask for much more. Just last week, when me and Professor Ayush were on the crossover stream, we talked about this, and he said, why is everyone so bullish? Why is everything so insanely bullish? This was Sunday. Like, this is like right over here. Why is everyone looking and feeling so insanely bullish when Bitcoin hasn't broke out yet, and is things a little bit too high? And I said, yeah, it seems the sentiment has flipped back to we're so back really quickly. So that was just Sunday. Go back and watch the crossover stream and you'll see the difference in sentiment and how the market looked and how it felt and all the talk. And we hadn't closed the monthly candle yet, and we were going to have a really good monthly close, potentially over 66. Fast forward a few days and we're down here, and suddenly it's like, holy shit, something to be scared about. I mean, we rallied for 3 weeks. We pulled back for a week. Nothing crazy. More chop, absolutely. Also, if people keep longing, right? You know, the thing I saw on Twitter, now we're seeing the latest is, oh, maybe we're back. 60k is going to hold. And the people who crawl out of their fucking caves and say, oh, did you sell the dip? Did you sell the bottom? Right? Oh, 60k is support. Rock solid, fucking CZ is bidding. So it doesn't take much for the market to flip-flop from being fearful back to being almost greedy. And that makes me think that this area is probably an area that can get swept at some point, whether it's a fast sweep or whether it takes some time. I don't really know, but my main view is this is all going to form a higher low unless we see major turn of events in the stock market that sends it significantly lower, which I mean is breaking there, right? Any pullback here is going to be fine for crypto. That's going to allow BTC, well, that's going to keep BTC with some sustained chopper weakness, on the lower time frames, if the S&P pulls back until the election and just does something like that, be mindful that it's going to keep Bitcoin from breaking out. It's going to probably keep Bitcoin ping-ponging in this kind of 60 to 65 area. And even if we see the down move first, it might be a case that you see Bitcoin go a bit lower and chop around, because depending what's happening over on TradFi, that has a drag effect across here. VIX, the VIX has been up all week. This is the volatility index. Spiked up whenever there was the fears of the strike of Iran and Israel. It tried to reverse on Wednesday. It's actually gone up again Thursday. So there is rising volatility here. There's certainly reason to believe, or, reasons to be cautious. And gold, which had been performing really well, still is, as this kind of hedge against craziness. Oil staging a rally, and the dollar staging a rally. So these are risk off signals. And a lot of times people wonder, why is, but isn't Bitcoin supposed to be gold? Like, why is gold going up and Bitcoin's not? I've covered this a million times, but covering it again, I guess. Bitcoin is also a highly speculative levered asset, right? Gold is not a very speculative asset. Gold is a defensive asset because it's been around for 5,000 years and people know what they're getting with gold. So will people speculate on the price of gold? Sure. But do people think they're going to get a 10x on gold? No. Or a 5x? No. Or do they think they're buying the future? No. You're not buying the future if you're buying gold. You're buying the past. You're buying the safe pair of hands, the thing you know about, the thing that's tried and tested. And so when uncertainty comes, gold does well. When uncertainty comes, the dollar does well. When I say uncertainty, I mean around wars specifically, geopolitical stuff. If there's a deflationary event, it's bad for gold. Look at COVID. Even gold crashed during COVID. Whenever something like COVID's happening, people don't want gold. Why the fuck would they want gold? Why would you want gold when the world's shutting down and there's no supply chain routes? It's retarded, right? Yet people thought, oh, is gold not going up? How the fuck? The only thing that's wanted in a panic like that are dollars. Dollar spikes like crazy, like it did in 2020. Right? The dollar is going to spike in the initial move. So everything sold off initially. Massive dollar spike. Sorry, everything was selling off here as the massive dollar spike occurred. The only thing and the only asset in the world that people wanted was dollars. Why? Because that's the safe. That's the thing that can't crash. Not in 3 days. Gold can. Gold did. Gold crashed in 2020. Gold crashed down and went from 1,700 to 1,400. What's that? Down like 10, 15%. 15% down in a matter of days because of COVID. That's why people want dollars. Your dollars don't go down 15% in a day or 5 days. So, same thing again with the war fears, except gold has done well. Now, saying it's done well, it's just stayed within consolidation. So gold has held its price while Bitcoin has went lower. So, and stocks. I mean, stocks are definitely off the highs a little bit, but there's not been this major risk-off event across the market. It's more a volatility spike. And I think it's more hedging in anticipation of a potential escalation of war. And so if anything other than a major escalation comes to pass, the markets will breathe a sigh of relief and rally. You also, though, we're getting closer and closer to the election, in which, again, people will not be taking major positions the closer we get. It's actually going to dampen the volatility. Most likely, you're going to see the price just not really move. And so when you put all that together, crypto's pulling back because it went a bit too high. There's a bit too much short-term positioning chasing the move. There's a bit too much excitement into memes in the short term and into altcoins in the short term. And we just are beginning this consolidation phase. Not ending it. I think we're beginning it. I think a couple of weeks, things will rally back towards the highs, then they'll sell off, then we'll see sideways, and we'll pick it all back up in a week from now. I don't think a huge amount will change. Today, jobs data is what I'm going to talk about on Trade of the Day. So check that out. I'll see you at 4 p.m. UTC for casual Fridays. GM.